Hi everyone, this is part of the top 10 most popular functions in Excel, and the next one up on the list is the old-fashioned lookup function, and I will specifically be showing you one of the two uses, specifically the vector form, not the array form, because I'll be showing you the VLOOKUP instead of the array form, as Microsoft suggests that's the one to use. So what they say about this whole thing: the lookup is one of the lookup and reference functions when you need to look something up in a single row or column and find a value from the same position in a different row or column. So for example, what they use here is car parts. If you want to look at the car part for something but you don't know the price, you could use the lookup function to get you the price in cell H2 when you enter the part number in H1. So in this example, if you were to type in part number equals 8111, then what they had here, and we can't see it, it would give you the part price of $380.73. We'll be looking at some examples and then you can go through it with me. So there are two forms, the vector form, which is what we'll be talking about, and again you use that to look up one value in a column or row and then return the value that goes with it from the same position of a different column or row. For the array form, we'll be doing VLOOKUP, so I'm not discussing that here. The way you use it syntax wise is that you say lookup and then you type in your value, your lookup vector and your result vector, which is basically to say you look up what, where, and where you want your result to be found in. So that's a lot easier to remember than the whole thing about vectors and whatnot. So the idea is what, where, and in the third one, where you find it. This gets a bit less complicated with VLOOKUP, as that's a newer function, but this is the one we're doing now. So how about I copied part of this into my Excel sheet and another thing as well. So I have my fruit and I have the exact numbers from the website. See, the reason why I did this is that I want to show you that it works not just with numbers, otherwise you might get a bit confused. How about we try to find the price of oranges first, and then we'll look at how the numbers work and how it approaches things when a precise value cannot be found. We say lookup, and the lookup value in this case is oranges, which for us it's going to be in A13, and that's the what. The where is here, and the third part is about the result vector, i.e. where to find your value, which is here. So now that should say 20, and it's exactly what it does. The same goes with the numbers. So your lookup value is whatever's next to my cell. The where part is this, and the results will be found here. That will say orange, which is how we expected. Now, if I use the same logic to give it a number that doesn't precisely exist, let's say lookup A15, and use the same logic here, you end up getting an NA because there is no such value. What it then basically says in here, if we were to type in something like 575, which is in this case falling in between here, it will say yellow, and the reason for that is it gives you the nearest number that is smaller than what you're looking for. So we are looking for 575, which would fall in between these two, and the nearest smaller one is 517, which is yellow. We go back to what I had here, which was a 4.1. you get an NA, because if you look at it, 4.1 would fall in between these two, and of course that's not a valid thing, so that's not an option, hence you get an NA. If I was to change this to 4.15, you would get red, because again it falls in between these two values. So when we say 0, it's going to throw another error, and now you'll know why, because 0 doesn't come up here, and there is nothing smaller than that either. Get an NA, which is what Microsoft says here, that there is no 0 in the data set and it's less than the smallest value, you get an issue, you get an error. And again, we're not doing the array form, I'll be showing you VLOOKUP in a separate video. Thanks for watching, drop a comment if you have any questions and I'll try to answer them. Thank you.